Okay, so guys, welcome back to another session. So here, the last time we talked about how to create, we created a Power's expression of interest application. We created a SharePoint list, and we automatically created an app from that SharePoint list. So today, we're just going to look at how to create from blank. Which is what you'll be doing in most occasions. So I'll just go ahead to create my apps. So go to apps, right? Having gone to make the powerapps.com, then I come to this environment. I see all the applications I've built, right? So I'll go to new app. So go to new canvas app, right? So this loads up. I'll give it Power Apps OEI version 2. So let me just give you version 2. So here I pick either tablet or phone, as the case may be. But okay, let's do phone layer. Then I do create. So we wait for this to load, right? And not to forget rather. So this was the SharePoint list we created the last time. So we're still going to leverage on this SharePoint list to create this our application, right? So let's let this open. So if you recall that the last time what we did was to go to integrate, right? Go to Power Apps, create an app, right? And give it a name here, which automatically created an app. But in this case, we're going to be creating our application from blank. So let's hold on while this loads up, okay? Okay, awesome. So this is up, right? So it shows this automatically. So I'm just going to skip this, and it shows us this screen. The first thing I will do will be to rename my screen. So you need to know the screens that you want to create when you're doing this. The first screen that I'll be creating is my welcome screen. So I will just go ahead to rename this. Call this welcome screen. Okay. I'll add another screen. That screen will be called my request screen, so to speak, okay? Because that screen will contain my new that's where I will have my form, right? Then I also have a last screen, which will be a success screen. Fortunately for us, there's a template screen called the success screen. So I'll add it to it. And what would I do with that? I'll rename the screen immediately. So let me rename this screen as success screen. Now it's very important that you do this so that whenever you need to reference any of those screens, you can easily pick them. So I'll go back to my success screen. Now on this success screen, I'll insert a label, right? I'll put a label. While on this label, I'll put the name of my app. I'll say Power Apps expression of interest. Okay, I'll do that. Well, so I need to position things here. So I could just make this, just do home, increase the font, like say 32, then centralize it. Okay, all right, I'll make it bold. Right, so let me give a background color. Let's see the background color of this. Okay, then I'll come here to add a button. I'll have a button here. Okay, how do I put it? Okay, so let me just call this button let me say new. Let me just say create new. Okay, I'll call it create new. Then I don't want any border or radius rather. I could remove the radius, I could remove the border, right? It depends on whatever you want to do. So I could also copy and paste this. I could copy these and paste using Ctrl V. Okay, so what this one does is I'll call this view request or view or just view entries. Okay, yeah, that's fine. View entries. Okay, so I haven't done this. I could also go to insert label. So divide this will be, I'll make it a welcome, and put a space, add an ampersand. That ampersand is actually used to concatenate strings and variables. So I'll do user function, user function dot full name. So what that function does is to, you know, is to show the current user. Okay, so I do this, place this well, and then centralize it. Okay, then I could give the background color, you know, something like this. Okay, I also need to make this bigger. This is my EOI. I think I'm just going to put it for expression of interest. Okay, so let's say I have something like this. I have to pad it at both ends, so I will say pad it by 15, pad it by 15. It's still not enough, so let me do 25. Do 25. Okay, awesome. So I haven't done this. So why this create new take us to a screen where we create view entries, take us to where we'll see all entries that have been added. So let's go to our request screen. So on this request screen, what I have to do is I'll go to insert a form, because I actually need a form to display to have my entry. So I'll go to insert a form, go to edit. Now this is my form. Okay, I also rename it immediately, so I could call it new entry form. Okay, I'll do that. So I haven't done that. I need to point it to a data source. So if you check here, you see that there's no data source existing as it were. So I'll go to this cylinder on the left here, I'll go to add data, I'll search for SharePoint. Okay, so I click on SharePoint, I click on a connection to it, right? So this loads up at the right, and I'll look for, okay, I think it's under training laboratory, and I think it's under let me be sure, where is it? Let me go here. Okay, PowerApps mentees, right? So let me look for that. PowerApp. Okay, it's not here. So where is it? Okay, I think it's here, right? Okay, awesome. So I click on this place and I do a connect. Now I haven't done this. I point this my form back to, I point my form to the data connection I just did now. So right, I point it here, right? So it loads up. So it's loading. So we just wait for it. We give it some patience. Okay, it's loading. Okay, it's loading. It's taking. Okay, so it's fully loaded. So this is our form, right? So it's small, so we can expand it. Okay, I think it's fair enough here. Let's bring it down a bit. This is fine. Now let's preview to see. What the form looks like. Wow, okay, it's showing no items to display. So the reason for that is because we need to change the view of the form. So if you come to the property bar on the right here, you would see that default mode is edit, right? So we need to change it to new. Okay, the edit means that the form is actually is showing something and that you can edit it. Why new means that you want to be able to enter new details. So if you preview it now, you would see that, yeah, it's rendering now. So we can scroll down and see. Now everything we have here is fine, except that we do not really need the attachment control. So we can go ahead to select the attachment and hide the attachment. Okay, so every other thing here, let's preview it and see once again. Okay, it's looking fine, right? Awesome. Okay, because I really need space at both ends of the so I'll just adjust this a bit. Yeah, so I adjust this a bit, or rather, well, I could leave it this way and probably just okay, let's give it x of 10 so that it moves here. Then the width, we can also make the width 600. Okay, or rather, let's make it 620. Let's see how it looks. Okay, this is fine. Let's preview it and see. Okay, right. So at the top here, at the top we can insert a label. Okay, let's put a label here. So the label will be at the top here, which I'll drag down here, then give it a name. Let's say new entry. Let's just call it new entry. Okay, we'll call it new entry. Let's go back home. The field will be yes, this color. The color will be the white. Then we'll centralize this. Okay, new entry. Let's make it bold. Okay, now I haven't done that. We also need a button. Let's insert another button, which will be the submit button at the bottom down here. So we can also make this run through across, right? So this will be submit. Okay, submit button without, I do not want the radius there, and I do not want the border. Okay, so this is a submit, right? So when I go home, I can choose the font that I really want to use, right? Then let's say 20. So let's preview it and see. So you can see new entry, and this is the submit button. We also need the button. Okay, we need a button that takes us back to the previous page, but this as it were. Let me adjust the height of this so that it goes up here, and it also touches this one down here. But I really want, let me expand it. Let it take the full width of the, right? Okay, so some of these cards are actually carrying, the widths are big, right? The widths they are big. So I think we can do let's see if we can do parent dot width. I think it's a bit delayed. Okay, let's do parent dot width. Okay, awesome. So which is what I would do across board. I'll copy these, then go to the width here. I'll paste this parent dot. So parent dot width here means that the parent is actually the form itself. So we're assuming the width of the form. That's why we're doing parent dot width, right? Meaning that I should take the width of the form itself. Okay, put this. Okay, for this also put this. Okay, for this same for this. Okay, let's preview it and see. Okay, yeah, so this is cool, man. It's looking awesome. That's great. Okay, so I haven't done this. So the next thing for us to do is now to be able to submit whatever we enter here. So if you look at this button, there has to be a call to action. This submit is actually there for you to take an action. So we want to do it such that whenever I click on submit, what it does is it pushes the data to the SharePoint list. So how do we make that happen? So I click my submit button, go to action, then go to select. So on select of this, it should submit form. Submit form is a function. Submit form. Then now look at this. The moment I typed in submit form, it opens the bracket and showed me all the forms that are available within this app. Now this is where the beauty of renaming your form or giving it a good name is necessary. Now I pick the form that I want to submit, then I close this. Okay, now I haven't done this. So the next thing that I want to do is when I submit my form, I want something to happen. I want my users to be able to see that they've successfully submitted. So in that case, I need to select this form. I'll go to the breadcrumb here and select the form. Okay, I can also select the form from here. So once this form here is selected, so I'll go to on success of this form. There's a property of it called on success. So on success means that whenever I am able to successfully, pass the data to the SharePoint list, what should happen? So I want it to navigate to the success screen. Okay, I want it to navigate to the success screen. So that's it. Okay, Now let's give it a shot and see. So title, I will say chief. First name John, last name Michael. Phone number, okay, email john.michael@yahoo.com. The gender, let's say male. The profession, non-IT. Then I can submit. So voila, you see. So this successfully what? This was successfully completed. Now let's go back to the SharePoint list and see. Now you would see, look at the entry here. Wow. So this worked, right? Awesome. That's great. So let's go back to our app. Now I haven't successfully done this. So we've been able to submit, and if you go back to your welcome screen, go here, click on this. Wow. So this is not linked. So let us link this particular create new. So how do you link it? Can somebody tell me? Okay. So I'll just go to select this, go to action. On select of this, it should do what? It should navigate. Navigate is actually the function that you use to move from one screen to the other. So navigate, okay. So it does this, okay. So when I go to this place, click on create new, it takes me here. Wow, what's happening? So it's showing no display item. Now this is a scenario that you will face most times, or oftentimes, I mean, as a newbie. But how do you remedy this? Now, two things is that you come back to the home page here. Whenever you select create new, you need to have a new form. There's a function called a new form. Okay. Now the reason why you have to do that is because you are telling the application to present the form as though you want to put a new entry, because the moment you submit it, it changes from new to edit mode. So what it means is that each time that I select this create new button, it should show me a new form, and that's why we are saying create a what? Create a new form. So once we do this, let us click play and click on create new. You see? So let's fill this and see again. Dr. Let's say Aisha Ido. Phone number aisha@lutz.gov.ng, right? So gender female, IT, then I submit. So it has successfully submitted. So I can go ahead.
Yes, you can go anywhere.
So now that I've been able to submit, so let's go back and run it from the start. I go to welcome screen, click on play, create new, right? So I can submit, and after submitting, it takes me to success screen. But one final thing that I need to show is that, so after successfully submitting, I want to be able to go back to the home page. So what I will do is I will insert a button, okay, which I will click on to take me back to the home page. Now, okay, so I'm gonna use this button. Maybe I probably still use an icon. Let me use an icon in that sense. So I will insert an icon. Go to icon. I'll insert an icon. Home icon. Let me look for. Okay, this is an home icon. Okay, so this is an home icon. I could put it here, top, anywhere works. You know. Okay, let me put it down here. So what this icon is, so whenever I click on this icon, on select of this icon, it should just navigate back to the welcome screen, right? Welcome screen. Okay, now, okay, let's try. So there's actually another way of automatically navigating back, but we'll get to see that perhaps in the next video. So once I click on this, okay, I do create, I submit my form. Let me say Mrs. Johnson Coca, phone number, email coca@coca.com, gender female, profession IT, submit. I submit, it takes me here, I go back home, and I mean, this is how it is. So I want you to try and practice this. In the next video, we'll complete it. We'll look at how to put the entry, how to make some fields compulsory, and that's all for now. Thank you. Bye.